Ever wondered what could be common between a billionaire and an accomplished yogi? Actually, they both have been able to get hold of that key to unleash superhuman powers which are lying dormant within each of us. They practice this one most powerful practice of Pratipaksha Bhavana, which ensures that their energies of the mind are not scattered but focused only on attaining their goal. It is because of this practice they have been able to accomplish so much in life, whether it is the peak of bhoga or material world or the peak of yoga or spirituality on their journey to moksha, that is the ultimate goal of self-realization. Each one of us is capable of invoking these powers. The only reason why most of us keep struggling within our vortex of pains and sufferings is that we are not watchful of what we allow to go inside of us. I am not talking about the junk foods or excessive fats or sweets that we take in because we are helpless to control the desires of our taste buds. I am talking of something much more powerful and profound. It is the practice through which we can harness the infinite powers of our mind, our intellect, and our intuition. It is the practice of choosing what to allow inside of our minds. It's the practice of choosing the meaning we give to every situation, to every event, to every stimuli that we receive from our environment, that we receive from the people around us at every moment of our life. And scientific research is now recognizing the power of this profound practice. And this principle is what Ashtanga Yoga calls Pratipaksha Bhavana, and the modern science refers to it as cognitive reframing or reappraisal. Now we shall be going really deep into the working of this principle. So stay till the end of this video because this may change your life too. So if you have not subscribed till now, I suggest you subscribe to this channel now so that you do not miss the forthcoming videos in this series. But before we start, let us pray to Lord Ganesha and pray to my Guru who turned around my life and with whose blessings I am sharing this invaluable knowledge with you. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ram Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Ram Shri Shaligram Sharmaye Namaha. Om Ram Shri Kanaiyalal Sharmaye Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Now Maharishi Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.33 recommends Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. That means when disturbed by negative thoughts, one should replace them with opposite positive thoughts. This is Pratipaksha Bhavana. When disturbed by negative thoughts, cultivate the opposite mental attitude. Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Vitarka means unreasonable and refers to wayward thoughts or defiant thoughts. These are discursive thoughts which are obtained by speculation and argument rather than intuition. Wayward means these thoughts are very difficult to control or predict because of their unusual and unreasonable behavior. These are very erratic, undisciplined, rebellious, and defiant thoughts. Now, badhane means opposing or oppressing. Pratipaksha means the opposite or the opposite side. Now, how do we recognize what are disturbing thoughts? For this, Maharshi Patanjali says that these are thoughts which happen when you are not following the yamas and niyamas. When you are acting, speaking, or thinking against the yamas and niyamas. And bhavana means reflection or conception. So when you encounter negative thoughts, remind yourself that such negative thoughts will bring you nothing except unending misery. You can just silently talk to your mind. Say to your mind, my dear mind, this is not a useful thought. This is going to bring me nothing except more suffering and pain. And this is going to lead me to greater ignorance. This simple practice can be extremely powerful to balance, to purify, and to train the mind. Now, this is just a small sutra of 4 words, but its meaning and implications are so deep that 4 big treatises can be written on this sutra alone. Kevin Ochner, who studies the neuroscience of reappraisal at Columbia University, puts this way. Our emotional responses ultimately flow out of our appraisals of the world. And if we can shift those appraisals, we can shift our emotional responses. Reappraisal basically means consciously choosing how you perceive any situation, which has an impact on the kind of emotions that will emerge from it. So basically there are 2 processes involved. The first is to be watchful and aware of the wayward thoughts as soon as they enter into your mind. And the second is to recognize their futility and replace them with opposite thoughts. Replace them with thoughts that generate a powerful counterforce. Thoughts that open up your heart with unconditional love. Thoughts that are uplifting and inspiring. Now just imagine when you are eating a delicious meal and you encounter a foreign object, maybe a stone or a strand of hair in your mouth. Then what do? Do you continue chewing your food? No. You immediately spit out whatever is in your mouth. Now, what made you realize there was a foreign object which is not to be taken inside your stomach? It was because your senses were watchful of entry of any foreign object which may be harmful for your well-being. Then why don't we give the same treatment to wayward thoughts that are entering into our mind? Because we are not watchful. We are not watchful of the kind of thoughts that we want to entertain in our minds. If we can be watchful of such thoughts, we can change our life. Initially, it may take some practice, but it is definitely possible. Pratipaksha Bhavana works because it reflects back to us what is true, what is deep and abiding. Our disturbing thoughts have origin in our past karma. In fact, everything that manifests in our life is a fruit of our karma or past actions. When we realize this, we acknowledge that the disturbances in our life are actually under our control. We have the power to end our negative cycles or negative samskaras. Now, this interpretation of thoughts through the coloring of samskaras and vrittis is another deep dimension. We instinctively perceive any event or situation or thought in the light of our memories as well as our priorities and also on the basis of the state of our mind. We all know that some of us interpret the glass as half empty while others see it as half full. The mind interprets the glass through the lens of our current environment and past experience and then tries to fit it in somewhere within the map of our world. The Sutra on Pratipaksh Bhavna as well as neuroscience tells us that you have a choice in how you interpret that glass as long as you put a conscious effort into it. Inviting in opposite thoughts means if you are thinking hatred, let us try to invite in love. If we are fearful, let us try to feel courage. If we are experiencing jealousy, let us invite in compassion. Our emotions are a result of our perceptions of the world. For example, if a piece of rope is lying in a dark corner and we see it, some of us might perceive it as a snake, and then our emotions will be those of fear. But if we perceive it as a harmless rope, we have no emotions of fear. So the point is that if our perception can be reframed, our emotions will also change. This can apply to all of our day-to-day experiences. For example, you can choose not to be bothered when you are stuck in traffic and instead keep on enjoying the audiobook that you are listening to. Learning to switch your perception of the situation on demand is called cognitive reappraisal or Pratipaksh Bhavna in yoga. Scientific research shows that conscious control over the limbic system is possible by changing the interpretation that creates the feeling. If we can just change how we interpret the reality, we can change the emotions that show up. It doesn't mean suppressing a feeling. Rather, it just means focusing on a different aspect of the reality. So, first, you must recognize that you have the power to choose on how you react. Then you can make a choice to act in a way that would be more beneficial to you. And the consequences of that choice can change the course of your relationships, of your career, and of your entire life. This is what makes the implementation of this sutra so incredibly powerful. This practice is not just for a momentary first aid to be applied only when the mind is disturbed. It is a blueprint for total transformation. This practice can help us turn our life around to lead a more spiritually and materially prosperous life. Practicing Pratipaksh Bhavna can not only transform your life alone, but it will also impact positively on the life of your loved ones, on the lives of your near and dear ones, since Your interactions with them would now be based on deliberate choices, bringing positivity and bliss all around yourself. If you like this video, then become the hands of divinity to subscribe and share this with your near and dear ones.